bit, and I just want to make sure that we are live, and we are, so that's great. Well, welcome to another get-together of Phoenix in the South End. We meet every Thursday, and in doing that, we exchange referrals, we exchange ideas, and the various ways to get started in the morning so that we could have a great day. It's all about focusing on a certain, uh, either it's a goal or whether we want to upgrade our skills, whatever it is. It's this is the way that we do it through collaboration and being able to talk to other members that also have high expectations in their own business, so that we could see that in our own. And it's since I've been working with Kat, I'm just starting to do things like right away. Like otherwise I forget. Like I had something that I saw this morning, and I says, "Wouldn't that be good to have that cabinet down the stairs?" And in doing that, I did it at the same time before the meeting. So that was kind of cool, being able to just get used to getting things done. It's a good feeling, and this way you can move through your day. You won't forget. So just a little information about us. So those that are watching on Facebook Live and LinkedIn Live and YouTube, this is who we are. If you go to pbex.ca, this is what you'll find is our website, or you could go to phoenixbusinessexchange.com, and that is also this group here. All right. So basically, it's our hub. So in case you have a new computer, you just go onto here. All of the meetings that we have are in these red buttons. Our member of the week is Dr. Shane Bayless. He is our chiropractor for the our Monday group in Bell's Corners. So in the Ottawa area, we meet every Monday, and he's in that group. He's a wonderful person. There's a little video about some of the things that he does, but he has an array of abilities to be able to get you back on track. If you twist your back, you have a head injury or whatever. He used to be a hockey player, so he's very, very well versed in concussions and being slammed against the boards and stuff like that. Sometimes we feel that way in life, and so then we have different people that you can go to for that. But our Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday group are all here. Basically, just click the red button. It has the Zoom link embedded inside that, and we meet once a month at our after hours group. It's more of a mastermind, and this is where we meet. Our next date for that is April 28th. It's the last Tuesday of the month, and in doing that, we also are meeting. Have several meetings throughout the week and the month. Is at the Canada Growth Network every Monday at 1 o'clock. That happens with Bernie Franzgroth leading that, and Percy, I think he's also involved in that. East Trade Winds, Bernie heads that up every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to look at something more global, there's some great people that go onto that. And these are people drawing from all around the world, really the UK, Australia, United States, all throughout Canada, and so on. Okay. We are meeting at the East Trade, at the East End, at the Hive, next Wednesday at the Hive, basically. So we go from 7:30 to around 8:30 for breakfast in person. So if you're in the area, you want to drop in, we'll be more than happy to welcome you. If you're a new business and you want to sort of check us out, we'll even buy you breakfast, okay? And those that want to come on Zoom, whether they can't make it in person, we will have the Zoom going there. So that is a nice bonus for you, so that you could see the facilities that they have there. In the South End, we're meeting on the 30th in person at the River Lounge, as per usual. Okay, so this is our QR code for Phoenix. It gives you more information about who we are, what we do, and the 10 years of times that we've been together. We're celebrating our 10th year. It's been quite the journey, for sure. We've seen so much changes just in these 10 years, last 10 years. And our charity of choice this year again is the Canada Food Bank. Those that are in this vicinity, like they feed over 1,000, almost 1,000 families in this area and the surrounding areas. So a great cause, a lot of great people. I've been there several times to drop off things, and everyone is so nice. It's just if when they're in the charity business, usually it'll attract the people that have the heart of gold, and they certainly do. All right, and we've all done that to many. Charities over the years. We've raised over 51,000 and counting in the funds to help the local community and charities. Everything from Make a Wish to the Eastern Resource Center for abused women and so on, and the list goes on. So we're always willing to help our businesses. That you just feel good knowing that we're with Phoenix, that we are connected to other things other than just referring business to each other. That's really what we do use the dues for. It's whatever we make, we sort of slowly bring it back into the community, and it helps everybody. All right, so that's it for that, and our education. I think if we can draw on Sam for the education, because I don't think there are some people that probably didn't get the some of the new things about the filling up your gas in your car. If you wanted to mention that again, Sam, I think it's good because since you've been saying that, I've been watching how I fill my tank. So if you wanted to do that for a minute or so, it's you're welcome. Okay.
All right, Tony. Good morning, everyone. Sam Stewart, ConnectedCars.ca. What Tony's talking about is filling up your car with gasoline if you have a gas vehicle. A lot of people in the past have filled it up to, say, even off the numbers, say the even dime or whatever, 10 cents, or to fill it right up to the top of the gas filler. And I'd like to mention that this is not a good idea with a gasoline engine, especially in today's world, because there is an evap system connected to that. It's a vapor system. And what happens if you fill it right up to the top of the gas tank neck, the gasoline, instead of vapors, the fluid will go into that evap system and deteriorate it and actually cause damage to it. It costs anywhere between five and several $1,000s to fix that issue. So what I'm suggesting for people to do is when we fill up your car, fill it up at high speed, because I happen to know that the gas dispensers will give you a little bit of gas for free when it's on full speed, and then when it shuts off, shut it off completely. Don't fill it up any further than that. The only exception to that is Kat sent me information on diesel, and I'm not a diesel person. She sent me some information, and it looks like diesels don't have that. I'm going to do some more research on that, but sounds like diesels don't have that evap system. That's what Kat has informed me. But the vast majority of people, at least in Canada, don't run diesel engines anymore. They're running gasoline engines. So as I mentioned, when you fill it up, when it clicks off the automated system, when it kicks off to say it's full, don't fill it up any further than that. That's it for me. Back to you, Tony.
All right. Thank you very much, Sam. And yeah, the diesel they don't have that system. I think mainly for trucks, and maybe gas evaporates faster than diesel. It might be a part there too. But when it hit $47, I always topped it up to 50. So that was just to make it even, right? It looks really weird, with at $47. But yeah, no, it's. I wasn't aware of that system, so thank you for the reminder. So let's go through our introductions, and let's turn everything over to Q. Q, go for it. Let's hear a little
Okay,
bit.
thank you, Tony. I want to hear me okay?
Yep. Your sound is perfect.
All right. So good morning, everyone. My name is Q, and I'm the insurance lady of the group. And today I want to ask you a question. What if tomorrow changed everything? A serious illness doesn't just affect your health, It can affect your income, your family, your plans, and your peace of mind. Most people think critical illness insurance is something to consider later when you're older. But here's the truth: the best time to get it is when you're young and healthy. Why? Because it's more affordable, because you're more likely to get approved, and because life is unpredictable no matter your age. Imagine being diagnosed with cancer, heart disease, or stroke, and instead of worrying about bills, you receive a tax free lump sum to focus on recovery, your family, and what truly matters. That's what critical illness insurance does. It gives you financial breathing room when life takes your breath away. Don't wait until it's too late or too expensive. You from World Financial Group, providing you with financial peace of mind when you need the most. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, and over to Jacqueline.
Good morning, everyone. I know everyone on this quasi rainy day took a long, deep breath. You lifted your shoulders, you took them back, and you released them down. And as you exhale, you realize what scenarios that we have happening, not just in our city, but in our country. I was at a conference, and it's called the Ottawa Food Security Conference. And so, thinking about our Canada food cupboard, it's amazing about the crisis. It's amazing about the people who are standing up to say, we need to do more. There are other issues that we can talk about. And here are the people who have lived it, explored it, and come out um, in a much better way. It was such a wonderful conference. And I say that because we have all sorts of those opportunities to have a conversation. Here we are with the Canada Food Cupboard. And did you know that they might have a scenario happening here? Of course you do. It's about food security. And for me to be able to be there and hear other people, their stories had me think how lucky we are in Phoenix to have an organization that we can speak to and with. So I encourage people to go out and find those other opportunities to see other people, other organizations. And so while I was there, I did have a conversation, of course, on my cell phone with a beautiful mortgage client who's saying, I would love to close earlier on my mortgage. I would very much appreciate having the security, the financial security to be able to move from August to June. Can I do that, Jacqueline? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And that is my mantra as I lift my shoulders, take them back, release them down. Yes, you can. When you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, you need to contact your mortgage honey. Thank you. And I very much appreciate Susan Epps with Melaleuca. She has ordered this beautiful cream for my grandson, and I'm looking forward to picking it up shortly. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Awesome. And over to Kat.
Hey everybody. So my question to you today is, when is the last time you put yourself in the shoes of the people you want to connect with? So that's your ideal customers. So when was the last time you put yourself in their shoes? Why? Because every day everybody goes out and they write content. Whether it's for their social media, for blogs, for articles, they pitch their business on these calls, they send emails, all of this stuff. But they've never looked at the mindset of the person that they're trying to connect with, which often means the message misses the target. So what I want you to do is, if you haven't done it recently, put yourself in their shoes. Go back over, what do you say? What do you post? What do you write about your business? And see if you were that person in that ideal audience. Would that messaging resonate with you? If not, maybe you need to look at your marketing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kat. Awesome job. And Sam, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning. samstorsconnectedcars.ca. There's my contact information in the chat. Dash cameras, that's why I call myself Dash Cam Sam. I install dash cameras specifically to the fuse panel of the car, no wires hanging down, nice and neat, and hide it behind the rear view mirror so it's not in the vision of the driver, which actually, by the way, is illegal. If you see someone that has a dash camera sitting lower down on the windshield and impairs their vision out the front windshield, that actually is a fine. So if you know someone that's doing that, which is common, I see several people having the dash camera quite low on the windshield, that is subject to a fine, and you'll have to move it. Anyway, besides that, I do minor repairs, oil changes, brake jobs, and these days I'm doing lots of summer tire installations. For those, and I'm going to pick up on what Kat was talking about. For most people, when it comes to changing your tires over to your summer tires, you're going to get an appointment to say drop your car off. You'll probably get it hours and hours later, maybe later in the day, or you're going to sit in line at one of these lube shops for hours and hours like many other people. At my location, you just set an appointment like Q has done for 1 p.m. on Saturday, and her tires will be put on within the hour, and she'll be on her way. So that's what's different about my business. You can get an appointment and you're there and gone. So think about that. If you know someone's interested, please pass along my name. BAMS wise, people I've been dealing with, Steve Brennickmeyer from Phoenix. I did his tires last week. Q, as I mentioned, I'm going to see here on Saturday. Let's see, Dave Belleville, former Phoenix member. He was here last week. No, just the other day. Sorry, just the other day. If you know Dave, he's an EV guy, and he's in a second electric vehicle. And he was my first customer with an electric vehicle. And sure enough, his tires are worn down. He's only got 55,000 kilometers on his car. Tires are worn down. That's what I've learned from EV owners. The tires wear down, but his brakes are practically brand new. So
Yeah.
that's the good and the bad of electric vehicles. Brakes last forever. Tires are gone very quickly. So if you buy one, be warned. Let's see here. Besides that, oh yeah, Norm Boyer, our home fix-it guy. My wife and I, when we go for walks, we've noticed these what are they called? Stained glass inserts that people are putting in their front windows, the front doors, and we kind of like them. So I've been dealing with Norm to get that done at our place. That's it for me. Back to you, Tony.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, Jacqueline. You had a question?
Oh, I have a comment, and this is what happens in Phoenix. While I said I was at a conference, a really important conference, and I couldn't be here, and I asked for someone to represent me. I was absolutely tickled pink when Bernie said, "You know what? I'll help you out. I can deliver a message about you and what you do." And I forgot to say, remiss to say, thank you very much, Bernie, for making sure that I was represented, me, the wealthy yogini in mortgages, while I was not able to. So thank you so much. That's what we do here at Phoenix. We cover each other. He had my back, and it was great. Thank you.
My pleasure, Jacqueline.
Awesome. And my name is Tony Jennis. I'm the spirit guy of the group, or in most groups. I am a medium and clairvoyant. I deal with energy in so many ways. Last night we did a workshop on advanced grounding and looking at our energy that when we walk into a room full of negative people, how to be able to isolate yourself so it's just like you're quarantined and nothing can get through you. Those are the kinds of classes that I teach. And I also, because I'm not a healer, I really would like to teach people how to be able to do those senses on their own. And one of the ways that you could do it is by having various crystals on you that will really help. one of the things I found that's been great is that when you increase your circulation, when you increase or you decrease some of the inflammation, that also helps you connect to the things that are around you. One of the things I found is that we're just starting to carry these 100% pure copper bracelets. Now, if you look at the different things that they talk about, copper, it's needed in our diet, it's needed on our skin, and they're great healing mechanisms. They do reduce inflammation and pain and so on. But what I love about it is that when the circulation starts increasing, things start becoming more active within your body. Then you can go out and do yoga. You can go out and do sort of dancing and things like that. It's just it's just a wonderful product where you can do it. So we have these in stock, and we are making them in various sizes depending on the size of the wrist. I've been wearing mine for about 24 hours or so, and it's quite a difference I'm feeling. In the beginning, it's kind of slow, but then you start to realize after 6 to 8 hours of wearing it that you just start feeling a little better. So yeah, copper is a very good thing to have either on your skin and within the foods that you're eating. There's a lot of foods that have copper in it, and they're always saying it, along with magnesium and other nutrients. Okay, so that and other things, you can come in for various tuning sessions where I use tuning forks and sound on top of the things that we do to be able to bring you in balance. Tony Jennings from Higher Self. We are here to raise your spirits. And every week we give one of our members more of an opportunity to talk about their industry or to talk about their business than in about a minute or so. And this week we're featuring Bernie Fransgroth, and he has a message for you that you might be interested in. So Bernie, take it away.
Tony, thank you so
The
much.
helm is yours, sir.
Hard on the tires. Hard on the tires. All right. I just posted my contact details in the chat, but I think everybody knows how to get hold of me. Key update is the Knack for Business blog post. It's called blog.knackforbusiness.com, and 4 is the number 4. Why is it relevant? Because I'm now putting the podcast, these trade wins, the Canada Growth Network content in that space. And it's as I go into my presentation, it's a supplement to the overall deal of doing these connections. It's about doing these connections and sharing the information for folks so they can find you if you've been a guest, and or find us in the Canada Growth Network. And as you know, we already have a deal. If you're a Phoenix member, you can get the Go High Level CRM system, website. It's a whole bunch of tools in one spot. It's part and parcel. So if you're a Phoenix member, you can have that. If you're joined to be a Phoenix member, you can have that. Otherwise, it's $47 a month. It's $37 if you're a Phoenix member. And I'm going to share a screen. And what it is I'm going to talk about is the methodology. Interesting enough, I had a podcast. I was doing a recording yesterday. And the guy was using, he does SEO optimization. And he said, listen, podcasting is a great way to get your footprint out there. SEO is not just the hashtag. It's about number of places that refer back to you, all right, that are not yours, legitimate. If apparently you can buy backlinks. What that means is there's a site that refers to you, and so it helps build up your profile. Long story short, this whole process helps evolve that for you. So your best marketing is a great conversation. Ta-da! Here we go. And that's what I have with people. I have a great conversation. So I'm a business concierge. I connect the right people, the right opportunities. Obviously, if you're looking for baby stuff, I don't introduce you to elder care products, right? It's just not going to be a fit. Or if you're looking for a Mars bar, I'm not going to show you the high-end restaurants in Ottawa. It's just, these things are not a match. So it's trying to find that perfect mix. East Trade Winds and Canada Growth Network is the community builder. These are places you can come in totally free to be in that space. And if you don't know how to find them, well, first off, you can go into the Phoenix Business Exchange Inc. LinkedIn profile. You'll see the prompts. They're all in there. Who's speaking next week? What's going on? Kat's done a great job. She's also promoting these events also through that space. Or you can just look up Canada Growth Network or East Trade Winds and on LinkedIn, all right, and you'll find prompts coming in there. Podcast. Oh, yeah, I have 400 plus episodes, or 450, more like closer to 460 at the moment. Podcasts that are out in the wild since September 2022, and those are all conversations people have had with us. The key here is if there's a business problem, you might have that solution already in there. The person might be a lawyer from Texas, and he can't service us here in Ontario or in Canada, but he might have solutions in the map. Then you can seek out legal counsel here in Ottawa. Uh, Helping your business run smoother, and that's going back to the go high level piece. We'll get into that a little bit more. And it just helps you stay focused. And I'll do different prompts. And again, if you go into the LinkedIn profile from today, you see the kind of the current focus on what Go High Level can help you do. Staying in touch with your contacts. Now, one ecosystem, four entry points. And I've already kind of gone over it a bit. I don't want to overhash it. Again, the podcast, it's also on LinkedIn, by the way, and there is a website called knackforbusiness.com. And in there, the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little question mark, and that question mark is the chat. And any of the recent podcasts since February on are now searchable. Also, it'll search out not only the website, but it'll also search out the blog post. So if you're looking for something, you're looking for a name, you're looking for a solution. It's all in one bucket. Typically, if someone is a podcast guest, they're probably in East Trade Winds or in Canada Growth Network in that space. And in fact, our Canada Growth Network presenters are also showing up back into the Knack for Business podcast. Why does that matter? Well, when you have over 510,000 downloads since March 18th, 2025, actually 510,000 and growing, you get known, all right? So topics, we cover AI, marketing, health and wellness, real estate, mindset, local business. Want to be a guest? Just reach out. We'll have a chat. And right now, I was talking to a gentleman yesterday, and he was telling me, I said, how did you find me? Because I have no idea who this guy is. Never seen him before. His name is Prince Singh. He's an entrepreneur. He's out in New York State, and he's worked for companies like Boeing. He's entrepreneurial. He's got a canning process, and he also does something for marketing. And the kind of the key is, I said, how did you find me? He said, ChatGPT. My one of his staff, right? So that's the footprint. Now, what does that matter? Well, that means I'm findable. Yeah, and I'm posting things. So that's the blog post. These are tripwires for people looking to find you, right? And this is one of the methodologies. So when you push out content and you push out the right hashtags, you push out the keywords, you become findable, and that's the utility out of it. And that's why the one guy who I did do a podcast with says that's why it's so handy as an SEO optimizer. East Trade Winds. Well, it's once a week. There are 3 questions posed. Some of the questions might be, I like to answer that one. Others, and that's okay. But the questions are icebreakers, and one question is usually wrapped around the guest speaker. We all go around saying who we are. We share our contact details, and lo and behold, Cat found Tony. Tony found Cat there. That's an example. The other services, like if you don't know who Jojo Laricia is, she is a ball of energy of happiness and joy and smiles. You can't tell she's 70. She just literally just, right? But she helps do video presentations. So like she'll take your message and create a video. And in fact, when you're coming into the Phoenix Business Exchange, Tony has this little video set up on the as you come in, right? And that's based off of Jojo. Right, so that's an example of how things can kind of cross connect. right? It's not about hard selling. It's about sharing details. And if something appeals to you, meets a need, voila. And the guests are across Canada, across US, and overseas. Right, right, Kat? All right, Canada Growth Hour, Monday afternoons, 1 to 2 p.m. Warm introductions, tools that work for you. That's talking about. Oh, you see there I go. 39 is the deal for the Phoenix members. There we go. There it is. I thought it was 37. It's 39. Um, but you know what? We'll even do it for 37. So like just mention this, and I'll sort stuff out with Percy. And if you don't know enough about Go High Level and you're going, I just need to do this for now, you can. You don't have to turn on all the switches all at the same time. So that's a resource you can evolve over time. Um, it's designed to be a community that works with you and for you. And so again, there's an issue, you're looking for someone to talk to. 450 podcasts is a kind of a resource pool. And then Percy has his resource pool, right? And Wayne Pratt's involved in that space. And, there's another resource. And Wayne Pratt's how I found Percy. All right, the blog. Why subscribe? Well, you're staying up to date. What's going on out there? It doesn't mean every article is going to be what you want. It's broken down into here are the key steps. There's an FAQ at the bottom, which addresses the most typical, frequently asked questions, and there are links. And so that that blog houses a lot of information. You might have something in there that could surprise you. Right? It doesn't mean you have to buy something from anybody, but it's kernels of advice, golden nuggets, or lessons learned. See, I'm doing good for time here. Affiliate partnerships. Well, there's Go High Level, there's Jamex, and Jamex is that which helps support the podcast. Tony's using it. My colleague Fred Crouch, who does the Property Wizard podcast from Gentry Learning, which is about real estate investing and understanding all the pieces and components out of it. He uses that. Aurora Smart Tags, that's a gentleman out of the UK. vidIQ, that is a platform I use to optimize my YouTube content. Web Indexer, that's Rail. Playzo, that is again, I had another interesting conversation. And again, it just kind of reiterates and just re-echoes things. There's a lady, she does marketing, and she says quiz funnels. And the quiz funnel is something you would offer to a client, and it's kind of like a sorting hat, and based on the answers you're getting back, or what the prompts are, you're going to know what the client wants or does not want. She didn't spell it out in great depth, but that's an example. But Playzo is a quiz format. It's a software. Contracts and collaborations, marketing content, strategy, co-builds with local businesses. So there's this opportunity for this to come in and start working collaborations. The overall CGN membership is 47. That includes the Go High Level. Podcast sponsorships. That's the other thing. When I'm doing my podcast now, I do a little one-line entry and saying, oh, by the way, this person does. There's an affiliation attached to it. There's a return on it, so it's not just rinse and repeat. The serum and automation that speaks to the Go High Level, and then the Ad Hive. If you've not been to Ad Hive, come on in, check it out. I know Jacqueline's been there, Sam's been there, Tony's been there. There's utility in that. If you're a member of Phoenix, you can come to those sessions, and there's a possibility then you might have a need for an office for an hour or 2 hours, or doing a podcast recording. So they have all these resources in there. Then they also have the at Bistro, and which is a great place to get your weight gain up if you need it, and it tastes good. And like for example, our breakfast, it was like, how much was it, Sam? $12 for eggs, bacon, and toast, right? So it's like, I can do that, and I leave happy, I don't show up totally ravenous, not like a bear out of hibernation. All right, what's the opportunity for any of us in here? Be a guest. Join these trade winds. And by the way, it's free. And if you don't show up for 3 weeks and you show up on the fourth week, that's okay. Whatever fits. It's not meant to be like push-ups, right? Just come on in. Join the Canada Growth Network. Subscribe to the blog. And if there's an opportunity to, and not all instances, like for example, Q, she can't offer a affiliation agreement, right? Because insurance or Jacqueline, there's certain regulations to say that is forbidden, right? But it can be other stuff in kind. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, and it doesn't have to be tied to connections. It's about doing a good turn. Even when I'm doing introductions for people, some introductions there is no monetary value. It just builds community. Whoa, look at that! All those colors you can imagine. So, want to see what the Creative Insight website looks like? Check that out. You want to see the blog? Check that out. And if you want to see Canada Growth Network, check that out. And you'll see the URLs at the bottom. And you know what? I think I've just come to the end. And look, it's 8:47.
Thanks a lot,
Are there
Bernie.
any
That was
questions?
great. Yeah, I like that format. Yep. Any questions?
And no, I don't do tires. I don't do brakes. Yeah, go ahead, Kat.
So I do most of that with you anyway.
Mhm.
But there is one thing that you mentioned that I do want from you, and I don't know if you offer it. So I'm gonna be cheeky and ask you.
A
So-
hug?
Well, it'll be a bit different, a bit difficult, kind of long distance.
Or yeah.
You walk on water.
If I do, then that's a whole different game.
So you have an affiliation with vidIQ. Do you teach people how to use the software?
I can. I don't. I use it as far as I want to go with it. Have I used usually when you teach somebody a software, you want to know all the elements. So that, if someone says, how do I do this? And, there are probably some features that I don't dabble into, but can I give guidance in using it? Yeah, sure. That would be called a BAM, a business activity meeting.
I'll book in your diary. Thank you.
No
Okay.
problem.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Bernie. And if anybody wants to talk to Bernie about more details about the CRM, by the way, I know Kat is working on my CRM on a regular basis, and it is quite powerful. I don't know for sure because she does all of the looking and the work in there, but there are some things that it has that is much more cost effective than many of the CRMs that are out there. So you got to take a look at it. You go high level and talk to Bernie, and we'll definitely see if we can help you with that, Bernie. To try and get people to get on that, because you got to find some system. If you don't use Bernie's thing, you got to use something, and people end up using nothing. They'll just use something as a master list, like what I used to, or use Mailchimp or Constant Contact as your thing, and then you're just sort of guessing who you're going to connect with. But a CRM, a good CRM, is really what you need, and there's nothing better out there for sure. And it's actually very well priced, Bernie. So good kudos to you for finding the ways to make it really affordable for businesses to be doing that. So, okay, we're just coming to the end of our meeting. So thank you very much for everybody on Facebook Live and YouTube and so on for joining us. If you want to come in on a future meeting, be happy to be able to join you in and tell us what you do. And that's really where it starts. Okay. Well, Bernie, if you want to give us a quote for the end of the meeting and
Sure.
something we can take away, something inspiring, something that'll just blow our minds,
Oh, here comes a mushroom. No, one other thing to point out is that $47 Canadian. Its street price is 99 USD. So if you're, and sometimes it goes up depending on what agency you connect with. So just as a sidebar for Go High Level. So
Is
that's
that what the
it. That's
exchange is now? 99 to 40 to
no. Whatever
oh,
you
okay.
if
No,
you
sorry.
spent 99 if you spent $99 USD, you're probably looking at maybe 130 Canadian, 140 Canadian.
Yeah, 140. Yeah, 130. Yeah, about
There,
that.
but
Yeah.
thereabouts.
Yep.
It's versus 47. I think there's a savings
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. In that way, for sure. Yeah, it's awesome.
That was your mushroom. Now here comes
Yeah,
your
that's it. Yeah, it doesn't take
cool.
much.
Hang on. Sorry about that. I have a touch of it. I have a cold right now, and it's yeah. Today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. Jerry Rice.
That's right. And so those of you that that are going through a great weekend, make sure that you you watch watch yourself on the roads. I mean, in Canada, most of the snow is gone, but there's still a lot of rain, and a lot of the oil and the salt and everything that's on the roads still might be a little slippery. So those that are on motorcycles, be careful out there. The gravel is still a little out there, and it's you can't slip over the turns. So just be careful. Know that you matter. Okay. So until next week.